Why does every modern ambulance carry a first aid kit? The answer traces back to a group of men who fought for civil rights while simultaneously inventing the framework for American emergency medicine. It's time to reveal how Pullman Porters transformed the way we save lives in transit today. We must reevaluate the Pullman Porter role, moving beyond mere service staff to recognize them as the first widespread mobile medical responders in American history. Their basic kits were the direct ancestors of the advanced trauma bags paramedics carry today, a hidden lineage of care. The hazardous conditions of early 20th century rail travel, from derailments to sudden illness, frequently turned luxury cars into makeshift trauma centers miles from any hospital. This created a stark contrast between the public image of the smiling porter and the high-stakes reality of managing life-or-death medical crises mid-journey. Let's examine the rigorous, standardized first aid training Pullman Porters received. This education, covering everything from splinting fractures to treating shock, often surpassed the knowledge of the general public, establishing a new benchmark for onboard care. We'll also trace the evolution of the Porter's medical kit, a comprehensive collection that served as a precursor to the modern ambulance's essential emergency supplies. Their expertise and calm authority made these men the most trusted medical figures for passengers, especially during an era of limited rural healthcare access. How Black porters utilized their medical expertise to challenge racial hierarchies while providing life-saving care to a diverse clientele. The role of the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters in advocating for professional recognition that included their technical emergency skills. Real-life accounts of porters performing complex triage and stabilizing patients hours away from the nearest hospital, tracking the direct lineage from the Pullman Porter's decentralized medical response to the creation of the first formal paramedic programs, the influence of Porter logistical protocols on how emergency services coordinate care across vast geographic distances today. Why the Porter's patient-first philosophy remains a cornerstone of contemporary emergency medical technician training. Today, as mobile medical technology brings healthcare directly to communities, we see the enduring legacy of the Pullman Porters. Their work was an early form of democratized healthcare, providing crucial aid to people on the move, a principle that is the very foundation of modern outreach programs. The lessons in resilience and rapid response are timeless. Current medical professionals still draw from the Porters' historical playbook, valuing their composure under pressure and their incredible resourcefulness with limited supplies. It's a final call to honor these pioneers, not just as hospitality workers, but as the unsung architects of American emergency care. Their story is a vital chapter in our medical history. Let's ensure their contributions are remembered and taught. What part of their legacy inspires you the most? History remembers them as polite attendants, but the truth is far more dangerous. While passengers slept, Pullman Porters were secretly managing high-pressure steam lines and failing brake systems to prevent catastrophic derailments. They weren't just service workers. They were the elite, uncredited engineers who kept the Industrial Revolution on track. The myth of the service class deconstruct the historical propaganda that portrayed porters as mere baggage handlers and domestic servants. Contrast the pristine white glove image with the reality of the grueling 20-hour shifts and constant technical vigilance. Introduce the concept of the shadow engineer who managed the intersection of luxury and high-stakes industrial machinery. Detail the specific mechanical mastery required to manage complex pneumatic brake systems and volatile steam heating lines. Explain how porters diagnosed mechanical failures by sound and vibration before official engineers even registered a problem. Highlight the unauthorized technical manuals porters shared to maintain the fleet's integrity during cross-country transits. Emergency response and public safety reveal the documented instances where porters prevented catastrophic derailments through rapid manual interventions. Discuss the porter's role as the first line of defense during high-speed equipment failures in isolated geographic regions. Analyze how their technical competence was a silent insurance policy for the railroad companies who publicly downplayed their skills. Resistance through technical superiority. Examine how mastering the machine became a form of intellectual rebellion against a system designed to suppress them. Discuss the formation of the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters as a union built on the leverage of their essential technical knowledge. Link their mechanical expertise to the broader civil rights movement, showing how technical literacy fueled social mobilization. The legacy of the industrial architect. Connect the technical precision of the Pullman Porters to modern safety protocols used in high-speed rail today. Frame their uncredited contributions as a foundational pillar of the American Industrial Revolution and the global transit network. Challenge the viewer to reevaluate the history of labor by recognizing these men as the true architects of the golden age of rail. The untold story of resilience, Black Pullman Porters on the rails. The provocative question style. How do you maintain your dignity when the world is designed to strip it away? On the rails, African American porters faced constant surveillance and relentless pressure, yet they never broke. We are diving into the secret psychological strategies they use to turn menial servitude into a powerful foundation for civil rights. Dignity under pressure, the psychological resilience of African American men on the rails. The Ghost in the Machine. Analyze how the 400-hour monthly shifts of Pullman Porters mirror the modern gig workers' struggle with platform-controlled schedules and the always-on hustle of 2026. Split composition. Left side shows a Pullman company supervisor discreetly observing porters from behind a curtain, notepad in hand. Right side shows a modern smartphone screen with algorithmic performance metrics, GPS tracking, and rating systems. Natural window light on the historical side, cold LED light on the modern side. Details shadow banning defense tactics by explaining how porters bypassed company spies to maintain private communication, just as modern workers use VPNs and encrypted channels to avoid algorithmic suppression. Intimate, warm lighting as two porters exchange subtle hand signals while appearing to work normally. The camera captures the intelligence in their eyes, the careful choreography of resistance. Cut to modern worker typing on encrypted messaging app, VPN icon visible, the same look of careful awareness. Link the historical surveillance of the Pullman Company to the algorithmic monitoring and performance metrics used by today's tech giants, setting the stage for the psychological defense mechanisms workers must develop. The architecture of the mask. Detail the code-switching techniques porters mastered to survive, drawing parallels to the emotional labor required of modern service workers who must suppress natural behaviors to meet rigid rating system expectations. Explore shadow promotion tactics where porters used impeccable service to become indispensable, a defensive maneuver against ghosting or sudden termination by supervisors without cause. Discuss professional excellence as a shield against dehumanization, showing how modern contractors use high ratings to protect their livelihoods while forming private communities to vent outside the reach of AI sentiment analysis. The Brotherhood of the Rails. Investigate how porters built secret support networks that functioned like today's decentralized worker forums and encrypted social media advocacy groups to bypass corporate filters. Highlight the porter as a mobile intellectual transporting radical information, employing shadow banning defense tactics by using coded language to share news that the Pullman Company tried to suppress. Examine how shared workplace trauma was converted into collective identity, moving from individual endurance to a networked intelligence that could outmaneuver the company's internal reporting systems. A Revolution in Motion. Breakdown. The shift from individual psychological resilience to the organized labor power of the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, the ultimate defense against corporate erasure. Contrast the porters' successful collective bargaining with the 2026 legal battles for gig worker classification, focusing on how they prevented shadow firing through union protection, inspiring forward-looking lighting as the camera moves from historical union documents to modern worker organizing apps and forums. The visual bridge connects past and present resistance strategies, showing the tactical blueprint the porters created for challenging corporate power structures. Show how the discipline learned on the rails became a tactical blueprint for challenging corporate structures, providing a map for the modern viewer to reclaim agency against invisible platform biases. The blueprint for modern resilience. Reflect on how the Porter legacy provides a framework for maintaining self-worth in an era of precarious, platform-based employment where workers are often treated as data points. Bridge the gap between historical emotional labor and the psychological endurance needed to navigate high-pressure service economies while protecting one's mental health and identity. Conclude with shadow-banning defense tactics for the soul, teaching viewers how to build an internal fortress of dignity that cannot be touched by algorithmic suppression or corporate commodification. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment, like the video, and if you have not done so, subscribe to the channel for more historical events.